What adjustments do you think the Dream made coming out of the second half?
I think they started pressuring the ball. I think that's the thing David team is doing to us now, so we just got to do a better job with that.
That third quarter, you guys committed 12 fouls. Free throws alone, you guys had, I believe it was 21-5. I'm just wondering, can you just talk a little bit about the fouls? How did you limit that going into the fourth? And just any comments on that?
Yeah, I think we got to do a better job, obviously not fouling, especially when we know the refs are whistle happy. We got to be better about keeping our hands off, keeping our hands up. I thought they did a good job getting in the paint. They knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to come at us in the paint and played more aggressive at us that way. And we just have to be smarter. And then on the other end, we got to just keep going in, keep going at them, and hope that we get some calls too and shoot more than 8 free throws.
Brian?
Rachel, in the first half, you guys assisted on 80% of your baskets. What did you think just changed during that dynamic in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think like their pressure picked up and we didn't handle it well. I thought that our reads were very similar. We got similar looks, but they pressured us more, made shots tougher, made us miss stuff at the rim, just made things harder, honestly. But none of our calls were different. No schemes were changed for them and for us. So it was truly just a matter of them being more physical and us playing on our heels.
Christian?
Kamilla, you made some really good passes, some that you guys were able to finish, some, that you guys didn't finish. But how do you feel about just the connectivity and connection that you guys are able to grow at this point to really find each other?
I think we've been together for 4 months now, so we all got the chemistry is there. And I think the guards was doing a great job just backdooring. So yeah.
Carly?
I know we've kind of talked about it all season, but the third quarters have just kind of been a trend of either things falling off, regardless of what it is, turnovers, bad shooting. Is there anything throughout this whole season that you guys can pinpoint as to what it is that is lacking? Either energy, is it turnovers? What is it in that third quarter that kind of loses that spark that you guys have done really well starting games with?
Yeah, I think it's our focus. I mean, I think in games when we come out in the second half and we have a little bit of a lead, we get a little too content, a little too comfortable, and then there's lack of focus. Teams aren't going to play the exact same way. They're going to adjust and do different things, and we just don't do a good job handling that. We think it's going to be just as easy as the first half, and it doesn't work that way. So we got to have a lot more focus coming into the second half and knowing that's what teams are doing and that's what we struggle with. So we just got to hold each other accountable more, be better coming out, have more fire. Yeah.
We'll go back to Alyssa.
What do you guys think that Ariel and Sevgi add to your defense?
They're fast, little quick guards. Just get up, pesty. They're just, I mean, that's what Sev does. I remember having to dribble against her and it was never fun. So she's great at bringing that kind of dynamic off the bench, something that I don't really do. And then Ariel's obviously just known for her defense. She's very active, she's quick, she's smart. So it's really huge having them and changing the tempo on defense when they're on the floor.
More players? Carly, then Christian.
Kamilla, just these last few games, you started to find some consistency offensively, at least with opening games. What are things that you want to do, though, to help keep that consistency through that second half? Is it just finding better reads? Is it better positioning? Or is it just finishing around the rim?
Yeah, you just answer your own question. I mean, find better reads and find better ways to get open so my teammates can give me the ball and just do whatever I need to do to help them win games.
We'll close out with Christian.
This is for either of you. This game, which was a little abnormal for most games, you guys kind of struggled on the boards. What do you kind of attribute that to? Is it boxing out, just finding the players around, or is Atlanta just a really good rebounding team?
I mean, they are, yeah. But, we've talked about it a lot all year. We can't rely on Mill and E and our bigs inside to do it all. Us guards have to do a better job of cracking down and helping them, especially teams like this who shoot so many threes. How many they shoot? Yeah. There's long rebounds. It's kind of those gray area rebounds that we're missing. And we've talked about it a lot, and we just got to be better about pursuing it. I think that, I don't know statistically, but 50-50 balls are not our thing. We never come up with them, and other teams want it more. Essentially, that's what it's going to come down to. So we got to be better about finding those gray area rebounds and making it intentional and thinking about it when the shot goes up.
Coach, this has kind of been a question we've asked all season, but the third quarter struggles have reared their head again. When I asked Rachel Banham this, she said it's kind of a lack of focus. What are things that you can contribute as to why the third quarter starts don't seem to get there compared to how you guys have started games, which has started pretty well for you guys as of late?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that Rachel had it right. I think that for whatever reason, we just haven't had the same intensity coming out. We've tried different things at halftime to try to adjust to that. Sometimes it's gone well, and other times it hasn't. I think today, really, the main adjustment that Atlanta made was to put their heads down and to really drive us on the catch. We were doing pretty well guarding them in pick and roll in the first half. We were doing a really good job of keeping them in front in the first half, and then things kind of got off the rails there in the second half. And so it's tough to go into the half with a lead and then to give up a 32-point quarter followed by a 26-point quarter. It's tough to battle back from that.
I think you pretty much just answered my question, but if you have anything more on it, just any adjustments that you felt like the Dream made. Like, I know Carl is pretty good at like the second half adjustments, or just anything you saw, but I think you mostly answered.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously without BG, they're playing a little bit smaller, which gives them a little bit more versatility on the and quickness on the perimeter. And then obviously we play big at times, and so. But I thought all throughout the game, all throughout that second half, they just made it a point of emphasis to really drive our closeouts, playing quick off the catch, put us in the bind, and we put them on the line a little bit too much. So.
Coach, Atlanta usually plays more straight up, like off the ball screens, and they made that adjustment in the second half. Was that something you guys are kind of expecting, or do you just kind of feel like it threw you guys out of rhythm a bit?
I thought we were a little too hesitant in ball screens for most of the game. I think we had at times. I think we were good at sprinting in and out of them. I thought our guards were decisive at times, but I thought more often than not, we were just a little bit too stagnant. We wanted to have more pace within them. And I thought that contributed to our lack of execution offensively. But today it was more so defensively where where we were frustrated a little bit.
Back here, Coach. You started the game strong in terms of your ball movement, some good cuts in that first half. I think you assisted on 12 of your first 15 made field goals. What did you see that was working there early on that maybe was hard to sustain?
Again, I think our pace and our space and our movement, the three pillars of who we want to be offensively, I think they were all clicking pretty decent. I think that we also throughout the game got some good looks at the rim that we just weren't able to finish. And so that's tough when you're giving them back to the other end. And so we got to be able to make the easy ones. There was a stretch we were turning over a little bit too much early in the game. We picked that up a little bit, but yeah, more often than not, we were stagnant a little bit as the game went on and tried to force the issue once the lead started to surmount for Atlanta. So.
Coach, it looked like Ariel Atkins got into a good rhythm in the third, and then she was pulled after kind of a big shot. Were you trying to adhere to a minutes restriction, and how do you kind of balance when a player gets in rhythm and trying to pull them?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it was due to the restriction that she's on. She had a hard cap on tonight, and so we wanted to be mindful of that, especially with the game on Saturday. But we don't want to put her in any further harm. And so we were getting close to that, really close to that restriction. We wanted to be able to have her available late in the game if needed. And so, yeah, that was the decision there.
Hey, Coach, it seemed like in the beginning of the game there was some greater emphasis on shooting the three-pointer, and then in the second half it seemed to have taken a dive. Do you think that there could have been more attempts made at the three-point line during the game, or at least in the second half?
I think we wanted to utilize our size in times. We didn't want to just be stagnant in the post, but we wanted to be able to create those advantages off of ball screens and movement. And so I thought we had some opportunities early on and at times throughout the game. Again, I thought that we missed some easy ones at times, and then we thought we missed some opportunities to get it back there. But we wanted to utilize the attention that they were given on rolls and on post-ups to create those outside shots. We're not a team that just can break you down on the perimeter and create that separation. So we need to find different ways to be able to create those outside shots. And a lot of times it's been through our bigs. I think that Elizabeth and Angel and Kamilla have kind of been the drivers at turn in terms of creating 3-point shots for us. So usually unusual for a team. It's mostly by their guards, but our bigs have been really good facilitators this year, and it's kind of been how we've played. And so, but yeah, I thought we struggled to get clean looks, for the majority of the game.
Kamilla had 4 blocks tonight. Just wanted to get your assessment on her and her footwork defensively. Just want you to get your thoughts there.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in tandem. I think that when certain players get on heaters, especially when it comes to pick and roll defense and getting angles to the rim, I think that you got to sometimes look at it as a whole and see who kind of at fault at times. Not always on the bigs, it's not always on the guards, but they got to work in sync. So, a big may be in position and in line of the ball, but if the guard doesn't get into the body, then it puts a lot of pressure on our bigs at the rim, and vice versa. And so, I think that Kamilla did a decent job tonight, protecting the paint. I thought she battled down there, and the opportunities that she had with B. Jones did about as good of a job as you can do on her for the season that she's had. I thought that tonight it was more so their guards' ability to get downhill with the quickness and put a lot of pressure on the rim on those perimeter drives to kind of put us in a bind tonight.